Tom Jones here. A few weeks ago, a plumbing company came to me and he had not taken off a full week in 3 years. When he finally did, he came back to miss inspections, angry customers, and 12 grand in rework. He was not unlucky. He was the bottleneck. So let's find out where you stand. Grab a pen and a piece of paper. What you're going to do is you're going to score yourself 1 point for each question you can honestly answer yes to. Just if you can answer yes, just have that pen and paper. Just go 1, then 2, then 3. Just total it up as you go. And here's the questions. First question is, could your team complete a full week of jobs without calling you for approvals? If that's a yes, put a 1. Could materials be ordered, received, and matched to invoices without your help? Again, if you can answer yes to that, put a 1. Could scheduling changes be made without you touching the calendar? I know that's a big one. Like a lot of business owners want to make sure they're handling the schedule. Here's the next one that hits business owners a lot. Could a customer complaint be handled to resolution without you? Can you answer yes? Put a 1. Could payroll run correctly without your input? Could a van or a piece of equipment breakdown be handled end to end without your instruction? Do you have one accountable person for each of those areas? So again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 questions. So total it up. Here's where we are. If you scored 0 to 2, you are the hub. What's the hub? That means everything spins around you. You're in the middle. Everything spins around you. No decisions can be made until that hub makes a decision. If you scored 3 to 5, you're halfway there. Small wins will compound fast. So what that means is that you've already probably got some SOPs in place, but you need to start building some new ones, building better ones. If you scored 6 to 7, you are close to real freedom. Now we focus on scaling safely. If you can score that 6 to 7, scale. Like we've talked about in the past, more sales does not necessarily mean more profit. So remember that. If this score stung a bit in your books, it's not bad. It's good because it tells you exactly where you need to start. Don't get frustrated. You actually know where to start. You can just say, okay, I'm 0 to 2. I got to start building those SOPs so that I can have a better business. Now, here's the pain point method. People hear this and they get all gung-ho and they're saying, I'm going to go out and I'm going to build a book this thick with all my standard operating procedures, and we're going to build them all at once. We're going to try to build them all at once. And what ends up happening? You get frustrated and you don't do any. So here's my thing for you. Build 1 a week and base it on the single thing that causes you the most pain. Think about that. What causes you the most pain? Is it your employees doing change orders without the correct approvals? Is it not checking that there's enough fuel in the van when you leave, or whatever? Whichever one causes you the most pain every week, solve that one first. So here's how it works. Name the pain. Example. Text called me 4 times without change order. They called me 4 times without change orders. Define the outcome. Change orders should be approved on site within 10 minutes. How do you do that? You design the minimum viable system, 1 page, 3 sections. When this happens, do this, and who owns it? Not the owner. Who within your company owns making sure that it gets it done? Get that first one set up, evaluate it, test it, and then tighten it up. Run it for a week, and the jump spot was unclear. So here's an example. Customer requests work not on scope. Steps. Tech opens a change order form on the app. You snap photo, write scope, pull price from the rate sheet, customer initials on the tablet, auto email goes to the office. You didn't have to get involved at all in that change order. If it's over a set dollar limit, the crew lead call the ops for approval. There may be situations where you got to have the ops call you because it's really big. But anyhow, the owner of this is the crew lead, not you. So the target time is to get that change done in 10 minutes instead of it waiting on you. That is it. Short, clear, and actionable. Perfection is the enemy. Remember that. You're not trying to make this perfect. A 70% system you finish this week beats a 100-page manual that you never use. 70% done is better than 0% done, is what that means. So keep working on that one at a time. You want to develop standard operating procedures that actually work. Great standard operating procedures are short, visible, and easy to follow. If your team cannot use it while holding a drill or anything else, it's too long. Here's the 1-page template that I recommend for you. Purpose, why it exists. The trigger is when to use it. A checklist, it's going to have 5 to 10 steps within that checklist of what happens, who owns it, if it's over a certain dollar amount, what does it go to, et cetera. And then you've got the quality standard. When done right, it looks like this. Have a photo actually attached to the 1-page document. And then you're also going to have the common mistakes. The 2 to 3 quick bullet points of, we found that this happened, this can happen, this can happen. Just the 2 to 3 major ones. And then owner/escalation. So you've got the crew that owns it. If there's any escalation that's needed, who to contact if blocked. So what that means is that if the crew lead gets blocked by the customer or whatever else, who do they need to contact so it can get done? Here's an internal SOP, not an external one. Your daily van launch. A lot of contractors, plumbers, whatever else they have a van. First thing you should do, make sure the fuel is greater than half a tank in the van. Do an inventory scan. Do you have enough inventory to do the jobs for the day? Make sure your top 10 SKUs are restocked. And then personal protection equipment is checked. PPE is checked. Once all that's done, you look at where your first stop is and you text that customer your ETA so they know when it is. The best SOPs are not stored in binders. They're posted where work happens. So this one with the van, put it on the dashboard. Put it off on the dashboard. Don't cover any dials or anything like that. But print and laminate your top 5. Stick them in vans, on shop walls. Hey, make sure that you've got everything for the van today, whatever else. And you can even use QR codes to link to live versions so that your staff can actually update it because they found an error on it. Each SOP you build removes confusion, prevents mistakes, and saves time. Over time, that compounds into more profit and fewer emergencies. Isn't that what the goal is? Freedom. Fewer emergencies. I can do the job. I can build the business and make sure the business is running correctly. Like I said, if you scored 6 or 7 on that number earlier, you're ready to scale the business. If not, you got a little work to do, but you can get there. Again, remember, more sales does not equal more profit. Now we're going to talk about the delegation. Delegation is just not about dumping tasks. It's about transferring outcomes with clear guardrails. What does that mean? Like in that SOP, you take a picture. This is what I want it to look like when it's done. And here's how to get to that point. So here's the 5-box delegation model. Outcome, define what success looks like. Except in that other example, the picture. Boundaries, what things are non-negotiable. If the customer keeps saying, I need this done and this done, you let your staff know that, no, it's within these boundaries. If they try to go outside of them, do not do it. What does that mean? Out of scope, you need a change order or something that shouldn't even ever be done by you guys. So make sure they have all the correct resources, give them the access to tools, budgets, and contact lists that your staff needs to be able to get that standard operating procedure done correctly. Number 4, authority. Spell out what they can decide on their own and what needs a check-in. Like I said, change order. If it's up to $5,000, they can do it on site. If it's over $5,000, they got to call the ops leader, whatever. And then measurement. Pick one metric to track and review it weekly. What could it be? How many change orders did we have? Were they done correctly? Did I have to get involved? I mean, just track something. So here's a script to try when delegating, when you do a 10-minute meeting with your staff, when you install these new SOPs. I'm giving you ownership of X. Here's the outcome, the boundaries, and the tools you have, and when we will review it. You do not need to check in with me unless it breaks a non-negotiable. Like we talked about, what is a non-negotiable? Because customers, as you know, can be very demanding on certain things. Make the call, and we will learn together. This not only gives your staff authority, it builds their confidence. It builds accountability, not only for you, but for them actually, because they're not waiting on anything. They know what they can do. If you've ever been burned by bad delegation, this framework helps rebuild trust one decision at a time. Again, like we talked about, don't try to make a 100-page SOP right from the start. So here's a good 7-day plan for you to do. How to turn this all into action in 1 week. Day 1, choose that big pain point. We talked about that earlier. What's your biggest pain point? Draft a 1-page SOP. Just take 10 or 15 minutes, just brain dump what you think can be done. Teach it in a 10-minute huddle. Day 3, day 4 and 5, observe and adjust once. Day 6, assign an order to that SOP and a metric so that you know it's being done correctly. And celebrate the wins with them. Then repeat next week with the next pain, because we all know that business owners have more than one pain every week. I can speak from that from experience. Stack 8 to 10 of these, and your phone actually stops becoming a leash. You can actually do other things to help scale your business because you're getting to that 6 or 7 number from that test we took earlier. So building systems creates clarity, and delegating outcomes is how you buy back your time. Is also how you grow, not by working harder, but by working smarter and multiplying results. What that means is that you're using other people's time to leverage what you need to have done in your business. If you ever have any other questions, feel free to direct message me or even comment on this video. Thanks and have a great day.